Hello YouTube, my name is Josh and I am going to be making a pouch today. I'm fairly new to sewing and I'm just kind of trying it out. I like hobbies and this is the newest one, so I figured I would try and document some of that journey with you. I've got all the pieces cut out already for the project. I made the pattern myself out of 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper to make it easy. So I've got one square, 8.5 by 8.5. This one is like 7-ish, I think, 7 by 8.5. This one is a little bit shorter, like 2 inches, maybe 1.5 by 8.5. And I've got two other little pieces that I'll show you what these go to. They're about 4 inches long and maybe 1.5 inches wide. They're about the same width as the zipper. So whatever zipper you're using, that's what you'll need. So I've got then about 7 inches of zipper, 7.5 inches, and a zipper pull. And this is new to this iteration of this pouch, but I'm going to add some grosgrain pull tabs on each side of the zipper. So we'll see if I can figure out how to do that in this process. First thing that I like to do is to put my pull on my zipper because you don't want to forget to do that. It makes it not as fun. For this project specifically, well, let's start there. For some projects, I would just take the zipper all the way apart, and I would do right sides to right sides on a pouch. Sew a stitch here, and then flip it around and do a top stitch. For this, I'm going to be sewing it into a panel, and that's why these pieces come into play. Just wanted to talk through that a little bit with you about why I'm putting the zipper on now, where sometimes you don't need to. I would have preferred, I think, to do a reverse zipper pull, but I do not have any of those, and I wasn't really aware of them when I bought these zippers. So this is kind of like the hard part of doing this bag, is putting the zipper back together. I'm going to do it all the way through and then put the zipper back on the end so that the zipper is closed on both ends. Go. All right, so here's our zipper. Zipper pull is in the middle. This is an important step. So you want these tabs to eventually be right sides out. So they need to, we want to encapsulate this part of the zipper here. So what I'm gonna do is put just a little tab on the bottom side. And I'm just going to sew a line of stitching about 1/2 inch, maybe 1/4 inch from this edge. And then I will flip this over, and that seam will keep it in place. And then this is what we'll sew into the bag. So this gives it a flatter feel on the edges of the bag. So that's why we do that. You also want to make sure that your alignment is really good, because if it's misaligned, then it will not look very good in the finished product. All right, I really didn't want that zipper to come out, so that's why I went over it a few times. And this is, I just saw this on a short not too long ago. Somebody called it a fabric pig. And basically, you just sew into this at the end of your stitch so that you don't have really long tails to cut off. And it just makes it a really nice, easy transition from piece to piece. All right, so here's what that looks like, where we've got the kind of comes over the top there, so it looks like the zipper end. It's just going to be hidden in the final product. So we got to do that to the other side. These don't have to be super close or even on the bottom side, as long as you have enough fabric on this tail to make it to the edge of your panels when you get it all put together. And we're going to move the pig up to the front side. All right, so this will be our kind of zipper placard. And this is the next step is really important depending on which way you want the zipper to pull. So I like my zippers to pull from left to right. Since I'm right-handed, I operate the zipper with my right hand. So I can kind of hold the bag with this side and unzip this direction. So you want to keep that in mind. For this design, I've got this narrower piece going on the top. And you'll see why in the final design. But to do that, we're going to place it right side to right side. So the top of the zipper that'll be facing out with the right side of the fabric. Butt it up against that. And I guess we can pin this, or not pin, but clip it in place. We want it as much to be even on either side as possible as well. So looks like about a 1/2 inch on either side. It's not rocket science. If it's not exact, it doesn't really matter, but I like to get it close. Another thing about this is that I'm not here to make a designer pouch. I'm just I'm doing this for very utilitarian reasons. I'm also into ham radio, and I wanted a way to organize my cables efficiently and effectively, and this seemed to be like the best way to do that. So we will sew these in. The pig in this situation doesn't do us as much good. What I'll do is just kind of lift the presser foot and pull it away. So that way the thread still doesn't pull through the machine. It's got something holding it in, but I don't have to start at the end of this fabric to I just don't have to run a stitch for those 2 inches of leftover. So we will start our stitch here. Do our back tack. Didn't add my fabric pig back on the end of that, but that's okay. The next step here is to fold it back and then do a top stitch. So we will do that next. I really should change, I think I will, change my foot on the machine. This is an old Sears Kenmore machine. But anyway, so this foot's a zipper foot. It gets the needle right to the edge so that you can sew with it really close to the line of the zipper. And that just makes it look really nice. And hopefully gives us a nice looking top stitch. I'm going to try and take this nice and slow because it is difficult to get the top stitch looking how you want it sometimes. Just doing it by hand here for a minute. Okay. back tack. And for anybody who doesn't know, back tacking is just how we get our stitch to lock in at the ends so it doesn't fray or like come undone. Cut some of these off. You can also come in here, now would be a good time to, if you're going to, singe all these threads. I think most of these will be hidden when the pouch gets fully assembled, so I'm not worried about it right at this moment, but this would be a good time to do that if you're going to. Alright, and again we see this is going to be the top of the pouch, and it's going to pull open this direction, so that's why it's put together that way. The next step is to put the bottom of the front pouch on, just like we put the top one on there. We'll do it exactly the same way. We'll do right sides to right sides. These clips do have a flat side and a curved side, so you want to make sure the flat sides are all going the same direction, and you want them to be at the facing the machine side of the project as you're going to sew. All right, so again we've got wrong side here, so the right side will be on this side, and then this is the wrong side of our fabric. So we'll just run a line of stitching just like we did the first time. One thing, while you're using the zipper foot, when you're running this first stitch that doesn't need to be, what am I trying to say here? When you're running this first stitch that doesn't need to be really close, you should put the needle back in the middle of the presser foot. You can use the same one, it just needs to be in the middle there. So just a side note, I'm gonna just redo this here because I had not done that and it's really not looking great. I'm not gonna seam rip it because again it's gonna be hidden under the seam. I just kind of tacks it in place for me while I continue to sew anyway. Alright, now we will top stitch this. Cut these tails off. So our front panel is done, and as you can see on the back here, our zipper stops right around here, and so we've got like a 1/2 inch of fabric on this side, and it's not quite even, so there's a little bit less on this side, but that's what these are for, so that when we sew these right sides to right sides, we've got a little bit of space here to run our stitch that we don't need, that we won't be going through the zipper and 2 layers of the fabric there. So we'll get this all pinned together. I'm going to cut these tails off too. too. This is also where we have to put in our grow grain. So after I cut these tabs off, we'll walk through that. So the idea here, long term, or when the project is finished, we want these pull tabs to be on the outside. So we're going to sew these right sides to right sides, which means it's going to be flipped inside out. So we need to put them facing the inside, and then when in the finished product they'll be the right way around. So I am going to clip this in here right now. I'm going to leave a little bit showing here so that I can make sure to do a couple of back tacks in that area to add some strength. And I do want it to be right in line with the zipper. This, I guess, really isn't a tutorial. So I'm not giving you, I mean, I did give you the measurements of the pieces, but that was just to kind of show that it was an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that I made the pattern out of. But you can, it's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple project to do if you would like to try it on your own. So I recommend it. Use this as inspiration more than anything. Some YouTubers that I do recommend following or taking a look at their videos if you really want to learn something would be the Jason of All Trades. I love his channel. There's a few other MYOG, make your own gear channels out there that are pretty good too. But I think Jason's is my favorite channel at the moment. Okay, just a FYI, I'm using, I think it's called Hex 70 ripstop nylon from Ripstop by the Roll. And then this thread is Gutermann Terra 80, if you're interested. The needle is an Oregon Needles HAX 130N. It's a top stitch needle, I believe, so it's got a larger eye, a lot easier to thread, and it's a sharper needle as well. It's my understanding. I'm also going to do binding. So this grow grain, you can also use as binding around the inside, just to protect these edges. Oh, I almost forgot my other pull tab. So I'm putting the loop side inside here. And try and match it up with what I have on the other side with what's sticking out. All right, that should be good. The last time I tried this bag, I did have something I didn't like about it. When I got to the bottom, well, I got basically back to the starting point. I had started in the middle at the bottom, and I had some extra fabric, and I don't know why that is, but this time I made sure to clip it all the way around so that that fabric doesn't build up. You know, they say that, you know, one brick that's misaligned can mess up a whole wall, and that's what I don't want to happen. So I figure if I can stop it along the way, it's all the better. All right, I think that will do it. I'm gonna stop the video and restart it just so again, the file size doesn't get too big, because I'm just shooting on an old phone. Alright guys, we are all clipped up. We're right back where I left you. It was really like 30 seconds ago that we were talking last. And I'm just gonna start sewing this. I think I am gonna start from one of these bottom corners, so that if there is anything that doesn't look great, it will be at the bottom and won't be at the top. So we'll start there. Do it this way. The worst part about this setup right here, I've made this little stand myself. These clips will get caught up on the bobbin plate here, so I have to kind of lift as I go to make sure it feeds properly. Otherwise it'll just sit and stitch right in the same spot, because the feed dogs aren't that powerful really. So make sure to pull that. I go nice and slow when I can. I mean, this foot pedal is old, so it's not as sensitive as some of the new ones, but there's no need to race here. All right, when we get to the corner, you want to drop your needle, lift your presser foot, and rotate the work. That just keeps it all. It keeps the needle in the fabric as a pivot point, so your stitch, you won't have any missed stitches or anything. It just starts right there. All right, I just went over the ribbon the first time, so I'm going to go back over it a couple times. So I really want it to stay in place. And it's not very hard for the machine to do this because of that placard, basically, that I put at the end of the zipper. It's only going through that placard, the top panel and the bottom panel, and then the ribbon. That's it, the grosgrain. It's just a type of ribbon. So I'm also, because I have my zigzag foot on here, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do like a bar tack on this as well. Always make sure your needle is up when you do that, otherwise it's not fun. But I'm gonna just do a quick okay, and then whenever you switch back to straight stitch, you want to make sure that your needle is up out of the fabric. If it's down in the bobbin area, it can do some damage, so just keep that in mind if you do that. Okay, I'm going to do another zigzag stitch because I'm over that area. The grosgrain area, the little ribbon pull. Okay, so I did have a little bit of excess fabric there at the bottom. I'm not super worried about it. I think it looked fine the last time I did it. So I'm just gonna leave that. There are a couple places that I want to cut off excess fabric, like here at the bottom, where my panels didn't exactly line up. I did make some adjustments to my pattern after the first time, but it wasn't quite enough. And it looks like the top could use some too. And I think I've mentioned this already, but I am not very experienced at sewing, but it seemed like a fun hobby to try, so here I am. I'm gonna clip these corners as well for when we turn the bag inside out. That'll help it lay a little nicer. But I'm also about to put grosgrain on it, which will really bulk up the corners anyway. So maybe it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna also clip off the ends of the grosgrain from outside of the bar tack area. That really makes a mess, and I'm still gonna seal these edges with a lighter because the grosgrain really frays terribly, and anything I can do to prevent that, I want to do. Okay, I'm gonna do that also to this end, and because this is inside of here, I'm not gonna worry about folding it over. If this was gonna be visible, I would fold it over. I would use a piece of this self-adhesive or this double-sided basting tape, and I would fold this over just one time, and then that's, you know, your fabric would go in here. But because it's going to be on the inside of this bag, I don't really care. And this bag is just for me to put cables in, so I'm not worried about it at all. My setup is not the best for putting on this ribbon. It's honestly not really good at all, but it's what I have, and it's what I use. So I'm just going to start clipping this. You want to make sure that your fabric is tucked way up into the basting tape, or not basting tape, the grosgrain. They call it, this isn't bias tape, but it serves a similar function, I think, as bias tape. And then these corners, I'm really not sure what to do on them, so I just kind of make it up. Just kind of pinch it all in place and hope. This really, on this specific ripstop nylon generally frays really badly. This, I have not seen that on yet. This I got from Ripstop by the Roll, I think I mentioned. This has a waterproof coating on it. I'm not sure if that's what makes it not fray, or if this is just, you know, very specially engineered kind of fabric, but it doesn't seem to fray. Binding machine, man, this would be probably done a couple minutes ago, but I don't. And this, I've had good results with this so far. Already today, I got the day off because it's President's Day, and my work, we get that holiday observed, so that was nice. So I already made a little project for my wife. I did record a video, but I did not like how it turned out. I had it at a different angle than what you're looking at now, and it was over my left shoulder, and it was focusing on the back of my head, and I don't really think you guys want to see a whole video focused like this is blurry and the back of my head is pristinely visible. So there you go. I guess this is technically my second video that I've recorded, but it's the only one that will see the light of day so far. All right, so I can put all this under the needle there. This is going to be difficult, all these clips with this lip. It's not going to be fun, but it has to be done this way. I'm going to give it quite a bit of extra space, because I do not want it I don't want it to, I want it to overlap some is what I'm trying to say. Okay, while we're right here at the end, or while it's right here in front of me, I'm going to finish it off. And we're going to clip these thread tails so that they don't get in the binding. Let's drop the needle so I don't move it around too much. I think I will fold this side over just to keep it safe. It is fused with the lighter, but yeah, doesn't hurt anything to do it, so might as well. Okay, home stretch. Got a little excited. Okay, I don't know about professional, but I don't think it looks completely amateur. What do y'all think? Yeah, the corners are definitely, corners could use some work. That got super wonky, but that's that corner that I had trouble with. It kind of came undone. We got contact on all the sides there, so all right, now it's time to open it up, see what it looks like on the outside. I do think it's likely that the corners will not be as crisp as my other one. I did not do the bias tape or the grow grain in the other one on the binding bias tape, but this one I did. I mean, it's not terrible. Yeah, the corners are definitely not as sharp. I've got this chopstick. I really don't think it's going to help much. No. That one it did okay, but I think it looks okay. All things considered, I really like that I can hold on here and open it this way. I did it the wrong way. My last one, I had it opening from this side, and I just think it's a lot more convenient to have it come off of this side. Well, that is it for this project. If you like this, let me know. You can comment you hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to, but I know I haven't really put very much out, so wouldn't be offended if you didn't subscribe yet. But if you think this is cool, I do plan to make some more videos like this and just other hobbies that I try. I try a lot of things, it seems like. I'm into ham radio, I'm into sewing, I can do rough woodwork. I've got another machine that was not working, it wasn't moving at all. It's a machine from 1910, sewing machine, that was my great-grandma's. And that one I got working. It makes stitches and everything, and it's been a lot of fun to work on. I like film photography, so maybe there'll be some stuff in relation to those other hobbies of mine, but I just like to try things and maybe help lead people to new hobbies that they will enjoy. So that's all for today, and thanks for watching. This is Josh, and I like to try things.